Hey everybody, welcome. It is a Monday night, which is a little change of pace, about 8 o'clock. It's super hot here up in Canada. But first, before we get started with the how to sell personalized mugs on Etsy, I'm Will from PPC Coach. Welcome. Let me know if you can hear me and see the screen okay. Just give me a 1 in the chat box. We got a good turnout tonight. That's awesome. Give me a 1, 1, 1, 1. Everybody good to go? Awesome. Right on. All right, and number 2, let me know, where are you located? So type your location in the chat box now. Let's see who the furthest away is. We got UK. We got Florida. Oh, gotta scroll down. Oh, Israel. There we go. Vancouver, British Columbia. Right on. California. Phoenix, Georgia. Fremont, California. Man, around the world. Where's any other Canadians in Ontario? Anybody around here? There usually is one or two. Nobody, eh? Okay, so I'm taking it Israel is the furthest so far. There's Toronto. Right on. Dallas. All around. Yeah, the weather is like super hot here right now. Montreal, Dade City. Well, not like Florida hot, but or Atlanta hot. There's Atlanta. Hot as hell is right. It is like I stepped outside about 11 o'clock this morning and I was like, oh, instant sweat. It was so gross. But anyway, good stuff. All right, I'm going to dive in here. But again, thank you very much for coming on. I got a lot of good stuff to show you, as usual. But you're probably wondering, like, what are we doing here? What are we going to cover? Well, there's three basic things. So number one is the most important thing. How much can you make? I mean, that is the most important question and the one that I find people are most interested in because that's money in your pocket. So how we do that is fun, but the end result is that's our goal, that's our target, that's what we're here to do. So how much can you make? We're going to go over that. Number two, what is working right now and will work year round too. So we'll dive into that too. And number three is how to make money selling these. So we're talking about personalized mugs. We're talking about Etsy, and you can do this alone if you wanted. There's a ton of information out there, but why would you, right? So who is this for? Basically, the following people. So print on demand sellers, like Gearbu, Shine On, whatever you're using, Amazon, Etsy sellers, eBay sellers, Shopify store owners, anyone who wants to build a profitable brand, positive people, and people sick of the inconsistent results. I should also put people who are kind of tired of the paid traffic being all over the place. Facebook ads have been a complete joke for the past little while. Not fun at all. So we have to adjust, we have to adapt, we have to move forward. So who this is not for, it's basically we're talking about negative people, finger pointers, quitters, bad attitudes, all around unpleasant people. But you guys are here, so I'm sure that this is for you. And if you stay until the end, of course, I've got something special for you. And before we begin, I usually like to take a minute to introduce myself, but this time I'm not going to. If you want to know more, just Google my name. You'll find quite a bit about me. I am an entrepreneur. I'm father of 5 daughters, husband, superhero wannabe. But enough about me. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Most of you know me by now because you're on my email list, so you've seen a lot, heard a lot. Instead, let's talk about you. So, is this you? So maybe you buy a course or a mastermind or something or some program to help you, and you're pumped. You get in thinking, this is finally it. You devour the training for the first 2 or 3 days. Then it gets to the taking action part, and that's where maybe you start losing interest. Maybe it wasn't what you thought it was. Maybe you go back to like binge watching Breaking Bad again as it's looking better. But you're committed. So you make one attempt at selling something, it flops, then you don't log into the course or mastermind again. So maybe that's you. Maybe you bought something and you're just totally disappointed in it. Recently, just a little side story, I bought a pretty high ticket program talking about membership sites. And I thought, okay, well, this is going to be awesome. Like, I can really grow my membership site and do really well. And it was like a $2,000 program. And I went into it thinking, this is what I need. This is going to help me scale. This is going to give me some ideas that I didn't have. And honestly, I'm totally disappointed with it. It's just not working. Now, I am successful with membership sites already, but I kind of feel like I almost know more than the guy who taught the course. And I don't like how he taught it at all. But anyway, that's the side thing. So it could happen. You're the raring to go entrepreneur that just hasn't, got traction, put it that way. So if that kind of hits close to home, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you're an action taker who gives everything the good old college try. You've seen others succeed. You know it's possible. You've seen those screenshots in groups. You've seen those guys bragging all the time about their student results, or you've seen the Shopify screenshots where they only show you the sales. They never show you what it costs to get those sales, but it just doesn't seem to click for you. So you know there's potential, just it's not working. So now what do? Well, you start going on webinars. So you're on one right now, but I'm going to give you a lot of value. This one, typically webinars are just long sales pitches. That's not the case here. Some do provide value, like mine do, but most are designed to kind of agitate your pain, then provide a solution. Hopefully the solution's a good one. You guys recognize all this. Or you end up in a vicious cycle where you're constantly buying, constantly failing, thinking of giving up, but you don't. And the point is, you'll not give up on your dream, right? Your dream is your end goal, and your goal is what keeps you going. So goals are good. We all have them. What's yours? So type your goal in a chat box right now. What do you want to do per month? That's your goal. Put a number out there. I'm going to bet before I even look over to that side chat thing that I'm going to see a lot of a certain number, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. What do you want to make per month? There's the first one. Exactly what I thought. Oh, that one's higher. That one's lower. Okay, so we got 10K per month. We got 20K per month. We got 5K USD per month. We got 15,000 per month. We got $1,000 dollars. We got 10K, 50K, 5K. Whoa, you guys are awesome. 10K. There's another 10K. Tired of headhunting. Need 20K. Oh boy, nice. What's headhunting? Oh, is that like recruiting? Okay, anyway, you guys are actually, you got a wide range. We got all from like $1,000 all the way up to 50K. Want to make consistent 10K? Yeah, okay, place basic engineer. Okay, ASIC engineers, right on. So typically when I hear that, the end goal is 10,000 a month. That seems to be enough for people to like quit their day job and be very comfortable, right? So I agree with that. If you're making 10,000 US a month, that's 120,000 a year. You're doing pretty good. In Canada, I get an even bigger pay bump on that because we convert US to Canadian and it's more. But you guys said your goal per month. Here's mine. I need $3 million in cash to invest at 5% in a corporate bond ladder that pays me $150,000 per year, $12,500 per month for the rest of my life without lifting a finger again, so I can focus on my kids and family daily. That's it. So the corporate bond ladder is something that people usually ask me about, but I used to be a financial advisor, and that's basically just buying 6 bonds. They pay twice a year in interest payments, and then you get the principal back when they're done. You toss that into another bond. So this corporate bond ladder is a way to get monthly income without doing a thing. You could buy dividend paying stocks too, but anyway, that's my goal. That's what I'm shooting for. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. So the point is, without that goal, I would struggle to keep going some days. And I'm sure you guys are the same way. Some days stink. You know, a campaign flops for no reason. A customer can't log in. I have to deal with software issues. I have competitors copying me. This is for me too. I have rookies trying to take over my business model that will like join my membership site. And then sure enough, a couple months later, they've got a course coming out. And I'm like, oh, that looks familiar. Anyway, that's me. But the other thing is Facebook can ban you. So that is one of the most frustrating things of all that can happen to you as a print on demand marketer, because when your Facebook ad account goes down, you know, how do you run ads anymore? You can't really. You got to go to other traffic sources, but it's very frustrating to deal with. So I keep going because I have that goal. It's always there. It's always pulling me forward like a magnet, basically. So why tell you all this? It's because you need something to keep you going too. And I'm glad that a lot of people jumped in there with their monthly goal. That's a good thing. I would actually write that down on a little sticky note and stick it on your monitor, on your computer, on your mirror when you get up in the morning and look at it. And once you start seeing that number more and more and more, it seems like you put it out in the universe and then it just starts to come true. So bad days are going to happen though. Goals give you something to focus on. You can feel sorry for yourself and you can wallow in self-pity, or you can change anything you want in your life. You literally can. It doesn't matter where you're at. You're at rock bottom. There's only one way to go. That's up. If you're in the middle, you can go up or down, but you can do whatever you want. So that's why you're here. Maybe you've tried and failed. That's why I put together the Etsy and personalized mug challenge. More on that later, but let's get into the training now. So as I said today, we're going to cover 3 things and then I'm going to make you an offer at the end. Let's dive in. Can't wait. So number 1 is money. How much can you make? So we got quite a wide range there, actually wider than usual, which is awesome. But how much can you make? Well, let's play around a bit to show you. So we've got a couple things involved with this. I'm going to do the Control Plus here, make this bigger so you guys can see it. There we go. Okay, so, and I can actually share this too in the group if you guys want. later. Just somebody remind me. So here's your price, here's your base cost. So let's say you charge $19.95 for a mug, and let's say it costs you $4.95 for the mug, so your profit would be $15. And let's say you start at 1 unit sold, your profit's 15. Per day for a month is like 0 because the fraction is too small. This is your dollar amount per day. So now let's make that a little smaller. Let's go to 5. This is more reasonable. So let's now say you're selling 6 mugs. Well, your profit's 90, and for a 30-day cycle, that's about $20, 20 cents. I don't even know what this column is. Yeah, divided by 30. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But 16 a day, or 16 units. This is just units, not per day. You're at 240. If we scroll down here, though, we can see where we start getting into the big numbers. So if this is monthly, we got to really bump this up. So let's go like this, and let's go to, I don't know, 20. So now we're getting into some bigger numbers. There it is. So in order to make like $10,000 a month, you'd have to sell 681 units for the month, which would give you a profit. This is a profit, right? Of $10,215. And that is your per day for a month, which is this, a 39 divided by 30. Oh, that's how many you have to sell per day. So 22 mugs a day at $19.95 will earn you $10,215. So if you're thinking, wow, 22.7 mug sales a day, that's insane. I can never do that. Yeah, you can. When the fourth quarter rolls around, you'll be doing hundreds of sales a day. Like, it's amazing. We're in August. It's like, as of filming here, we're in August, and we're coming into the fourth quarter. Now is the time to have everything in place so that it marinated enough just before the huge fourth quarter run, which we're getting into, which starts basically in September. People go online and they're starting to search for gifts that they can give for Christmas. And it's an amazing time of the year. A lot of people will make 70 to 80% of the revenue for the year during the fourth quarter. So especially for e-com people, like, look at Black Friday's coming up too, which is November 26th, I believe, and then Cyber Monday. So there's all these holidays in between up to the run up that is just, wait, is Black Friday that day? I'd have to Google it. But it's just an amazing time to be in print on demand and to be able to do something with Etsy and to do something that nobody really does. Like, people know how to list mugs on Etsy, that they know how to do that. They know how to automate it. But in the past, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but in the past, it was very difficult to automate the personalization because you couldn't. So you'd have to list a mug on Etsy and then take the information they wanted. Then you'd have to create the listing yourself, create the image yourself. It's a major pain in the butt. So if we're looking at going back, how much we can make, there's your price, there's your base. Let's start at 10 instead. Let's go up by 10. There, that's better. So if you sell 10 units, well, here, if you sell 1 mug a day, you'd have $450 profit. That's 30 total for the month. So the units is per month. So you can see you can change any of these numbers on this, and it will give you the results that you want. So I should actually lock that. I can fix that. Or if we go 20, let's go 25. There, that's better. So when you're getting into fourth quarter, you're looking at these numbers. Once you hit 22.5 mug sales a day on Etsy, you are laughing, because that number, I'll do it right now, times 12 is $121,500 per year that you'd be making if you're selling 22 mugs a day on Etsy at $19.95. So doable, yes. To get from 0 to this is not easy, and a lot of people won't be able to do it. They just don't have the intestinal fortitude to make it through the first little while where you don't really get any sales. But the beauty of Etsy is you're not paying for ads. So the only thing you're paying for is listings, and that's 20 cents US. That's peanuts compared to what I will usually use when I'm testing a necklace or another product. With Facebook ads, I'll spend $50 to $100 on one. In this case, I can list one on my store for 20 cents. So it's just a volume game now. And when you're doing personalized stuff, the volume game is not as big as it is with the generic stuff that most people are used to doing with Etsy. Anyway, how much can you make? You can make a lot. So 22.5 is the magic number if you want to make 10,000. If you want to do more, somebody said 50,000. Let's see what that is. Let's go like this. Oh, let's go by 50. Got to do some big numbers for the 50,000. Even bigger. Okay. So somebody said 50,000. There you go. You got to sell 113 mugs a day to hit 51,000 a month. That's 3,400 units. This number is entirely possible as well. I've personally done more than this in a month in the fourth quarter. So I've had days where I'm selling 200 to 300 units a day. So it is nuts. When you hit the right one, when you hit a winner, sky's the limit and beyond, really. So that's how much you can make. I think I will share that with you guys if you want to see it later. Just going to adjust my screen here again. I have to get that going. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So if you want your copy, just go to the group and just remind me, and maybe I'll just make like an announcement post, and I'll put a link to that. I'll make it shareable, so you'll just be creating your own copy, and you can adjust the numbers as you want. So, are you pumped yet? So, do you want to see what? Yeah, I mean, it is possible, right? But let's move on to the second part now. And number 2 is the fun part. That is what is working right now. So we need sales now and we need them year round. So coming in the fourth quarter, we can plan ahead a bit, but we need 3 main things in order to make money doing this. Can you guess any? So what do we need? What are the 3 things that we need? Just type in the chat box. It's pretty obvious what we need, but type away. See what you come up with. Yep, you got it. Etsy shop, good design, no customer service. That's always a beauty. Unfortunately, on Etsy, we have to do customer service. But if you set expectations correctly, it's minimal. If you set them wrong, it's going to be a ton, and your shop is going to be in trouble. Yeah, design definitely. Mugs. We need mugs. So we need mugs. We need a shop, and we need good customer service. We need designs. We need things that people love. Yeah, absolutely. So the thing number 1 that we need is a product. So in our case, the product is personalized mugs, not generic mugs, personalized mugs. So I'll show you in a second exactly what that is, but Gearbubble has these, and they can be personalized on Etsy, and then it goes to Gearbubble to print and ship them, and then Gearbubble will even update Etsy with the tracking number, which is vital to customer service, because as soon as that person sees the tracking number, they know the order's on their way, and they can actually track it from the postal service to them. So personalized is best for mugs by far. I wish Gearbubble had this available like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know if I'd be as hardcore into necklaces as I have been if they had this personalization available. So now you're probably thinking, what do they look like? Well, if you want to see some, let's go to Etsy right now, which we can. And look at this, by the way, personalized gifts. Amazing, right? So I'm just going to reload the Etsy front page. Personalized gifts is the top. So this is the primary real estate on Etsy. And that's not even mugs, but I get into that a little bit more in the training. Here's a mug, bestseller. Let's open it up. And this is the one I posted in my group too, but I'll show you a couple things about this real quick. Make this bigger. So it's got an initial and then a little flower thing and then the word, Madison. We can do this, okay? Now, you don't have to customize the whole mug. All we want to customize is this. So what this seller is doing, and they have 34,048 sales on their store, is they have the initial and then the name to print on the mug. I've got a workaround for this to make it work with Gearbubble, so I can do initial mugs very easily. It's a little bit of work to set up, but once it's set up, man, they just bring in sales. So right here is the personalization part. So I would type in Will. Well, I'd say like number 1, W, and then I go Will. That's it. And then this order would go through to this guy or a girl who's selling this, and they would go ahead and print my mug. I'm pretty sure this is a manual process that they're using, where on the back end of Etsy, you can see the notes and the personalization requests, and then you have to go and create the image, and then you have to upload that image to your print-on-demand company, who's then going to print it, ship it, and then give you a tracking number. So it's a lot of manual labor involved, and you don't want that the more you can automate anything, the better. So we can now automate this part so that we don't have to create it. It doesn't slow things down, and we're not the bottleneck in our business. So the main reason that I never really got into this hardcore before Gearbubble made the automation available is I know there's going to be days where I don't feel like creating like 100 of these mugs in Photoshop and then creating 100 listings on Gearbubble and then sending them. It's just back and forth. Too much manual labor. I don't want to hire somebody to do it because I don't know. That's now you're managing people. I don't want to do that. I want to automate it. So now Gearbubble's made that available, and that's a good thing because if you check down here, there's always reviews for the shop. That's every product on there. And look, there's one right now for that mug. But then there's reviews for this item. Oh, these are all reviews for this item. Sorry. So look at how many came out. Tons and tons and tons. So there's 173. So if I pull up the calculator real quick, we're going to do some math. You guys may have seen this before, but that 173 is key because you got to figure 5 to 10% of people actually leave a review. Even if they like it a lot, not everybody's going to leave a review. So if we divide that by, say, 0.1, so that's your 10%, then this particular mug, I would guesstimate, has 1,730 sales on it, which is huge. Like, if you look at that, they're charging 22 Canadian, so whatever that is in the US. But if I multiply that out, there's 38,440 sales, revenue generated off this one mug. So we can dive a little bit deeper and go to their store, and we can see it. I bet there's more. Oh yeah, there's a lot. You want personalized mug ideas? Find a store that's making sales and look at what they're doing. So there's our mug right there. That's actually a different one too. Name an initial mug. They have 40 items. Mother's Day gifts. They have 74 items. Personalized coffee mug. Best dad ever. We love you. Ryan and Mackenzie. Gee, think that would work for Father's Day? Yep. Best mom ever. Kenneth, Amanda, and Joshua. That will work very well for Mother's Day. I have 2 titles. Dad and hubby. I rock them both. Okay, so now we're getting out of the... There's another personalized there. Something just meowed in my kid's playroom. That's very strange. Anyway, there's a bunch of initial ones. Let's open that page up. You're going to find some more. Look at all the ones they did. When you see something like this, and you see somebody who's coming up like number 1 on the front page of Etsy for something, they're going to make variations, and that's exactly what they did. So they didn't stop at the gold letter with the flower and the nice font. They went to another one with a different style letter and a different flower, and then another one again with a different flower, and then a different flower and different font. And look at this one. That's like a loopy one with a flower. Soccer mom, Ginny. We could do that. We could do this. We could do this. We could do all these. Like basically, we could do this one even with the Rayleigh in the middle. D, we could put like a Debbie on it. It does the initial mugs are a gold mine, and there's not many people doing them automated right now. There are some smart shops that are doing them manually, and that's what I believe this shop is doing. But let's go back for a second. That's not the only thing we can do. Okay, so look at these 2. These are Mother's Day gifts. So let's open that in a new tab. So imagine this: Life is Better with My Boys, Reed and Nick. You put that on Etsy, people can just, well, I'll show you. They can personalize it. So it's this little box right here. We add in their names. Please enter names to be printed underneath Life is Better with My Boys. We can't change any text with this image. Example, Nathan or Reed and Nick or Jay William. So there you go. That's kind of how you do it right there. You tell them what to do. They put it in there. Then you get that. You put Reed and Nick on it. So the base image is this, Life is Better with My Boys. But the heart is a base thing, and then all they're changing is the name. So we can automate this too, very easily. Now that one doesn't have very many sales, but look at all the other ones we have. Tons of them. Even this one. So we got a front image, which is generic, to our beautiful mother, To the world, you are a mother. To us, you are the world. Love, Lily and Jane. So the only personalized part on there is Lily and Jane. Think of that. So we could do that too. We could make this whole thing and we could automate it. So we could charge like $19.95, whatever it may be, and make a lot of money doing this. So there's a whole bunch of ideas there, but I'm not going to just pick on this store because I don't want everybody copying them. Now it's quacking in that room. That's so weird. Maybe I'm hearing things. What else we got? Well, this is just the front page. So let's go here and let's start typing it in. Personalized mug. And here this one is available on Gearbubble, this type of thing where you can actually create the characters, but it's not automated. There's no way to automate it with Etsy yet. But look at this too. Bella, and what's that? Angel maybe. Here's another one, Danielle, just their name on a mug. Now that's a see-through mug. Adventure begin, personalized wedding camping mug. Wow, that's like double niche. And so the adventure begins. Stefan and Elizabeth, 2/10/2021. We could do that. And look at that, it's got 21 sales. So if we pull out our calculator here again, and say this little guy has 21 sales, divided by maybe 10% are doing it. Yep, 210. Okay, so this is just on here. There are also, as people are saying here, I'm going to get to questions too. I saved some time at the end, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, pet mugs as well. And what I'm going to show you here is kind of the ultimate. I got to go incognito because I'm logged in, but just go to Gearbu and go to shop and go to top sellers. And the number one result is this bad boy, 26,657 sold. So just to give you an idea of how much revenue that's generated, 26,657 times 19.95. That one mug has done $531,807.15. Yep. And this was done with like ads. I think this dog Verve is like a page and a brand now because they put it on the back. So I think I found it before. But still, it works. When you sell 26,000 of a mug, you're doing something right. And the way it works on Gearbubble is like this. So I would just put the name here. Love, I got a dog named Pepper, so I'll put Pepper. So my dog might buy this for me, right? Dear dad dog, thank you for being my daddy. If some other guy was my dad, I'd piss on his shoes, chew up his wireless phone, and go find you. Love, Pepper. There you go. We could do this on Etsy now. So this was done pre-Etsy automation, which is amazing. And if we scroll down, I mean, there's a couple of my necklaces still on here, but here's another one. 10,322 sold on a cat mug. So let's go here. 10322 times 19.95. 205,000 from one little cat mug. See what that says. I can't even read it. Dear cat dad, thank you for being my dad. If some other man was my dad, I'd piss on his shoes, claw up his face, and go find you. Love, cat name. So yeah, I would just type in the cat name. I don't know, Garfield. There you go. This is possible now on Etsy. Now the one question I get is a preview available on Etsy? It's not. You can't preview it. This is like Gearbubble tech, but on Etsy, they'll just be able to enter it just like we can there. Well, they're using countdown timers too. Still selling, 2021, crazy. But it's stuff like this. These sayings that are, customizable, personalized are really good. There's another one. I just want to touch your butt all the time. There's another dog dad one right here. And what's this one? Dog dad. Dear his name. There's no one else I'd rather have snoring as loud as beside me. Love her name. Oh my God. Okay, so they hid the they hid the number sold on this listing, but you can tell this one is 5151. This is 5478. So this one did over over this number and less than this number. So this is something too that has sold over 5,000 units, and you could easily make a version of this and put it on Etsy. And I guarantee you, nobody has that on Etsy right now. So I'm giving a little bit too much away right now, but I love this stuff. I love looking at it. I love the research part is very fun to me. So let's just go through very quickly on Etsy, and we'll go like this. See what comes up. So they have their mainly the faces, but here's one, like a cat one. Or you could do this. So you could go, you know what? I love dogs. So they're doing a pet photo, but there's nothing stopping you from just putting a generic dog breed on here, like a black lab, and then putting their name, and that's it. So let's see how many of this. 39 sales there. There's 39 reviews. So you got to think a little bit outside the box with these. So 39 divided by 0.1, 390 sales times 20. Whoa, look how much they're charging. $28.99. $11,300 on this item has sold. So I guarantee you this store has more dog ones. 191 sales. That doesn't make sense then. Totally blows my thing out. What is going on here? 191 sales. Oh, that was my dollars generated. Okay, that is possible then. But you get the idea. So we could take a generic one and then we could just change the name. And there are probably going to be a lot of these in there. Let's go back to the main page. There's a cat one. Put a cat and put the name. You could do that. Put that. All different ways to do this. Oscar's dad. There you go. Bo. I mean, the picture stuff we can't really do automated, but text, anything text-based, we can do it. So there's that, and then there's also this too. Saw these the other day, and sure enough, they're not coming up. There's one. Anticorn, like a normal ant, but more awesome, and then the name. There it is. 80th, 80, happy birthday, Joan. So you could do that. 80, happy birthday, or dear Joan, happy 80th on a mug. And if Joan's 80 and she sees her name on a mug, she'll probably think you're some kind of wizard. Barbara, happy birthday. There's another one. So that kind of thing works. I got a couple other ones too, but I'm not going to reveal them on this one because I got to save some stuff for later. But you get the idea. Anyway, the point is there is a ton that you can do with this. Just a ton. And it works very, very well. So I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. You guys can go to Etsy too anytime and have a look. That's just a few. Like I said, once you go down the rabbit hole, I didn't even go to Google or Amazon or anywhere else, or just because I didn't have to. So I would test them all the different types, and there's more niches as well beyond what I just covered there. You find your winners, and then you basically scale those. So you've got your mugs. Now what? You need thing number 2, and that is you need somewhere to sell them. And somebody already said this, and we know, but how about Facebook ads? Well, that's great if you haven't been banned yet. And if you haven't been banned yet, you will be eventually. It's coming. It's just part of a rite of passage with print-on-demand producers. How about YouTube ads? Yep, they'll work. They're great for scaling too. Really good for scaling. How about TikTok ads? They work too, depending on your market and your demographic. It is definitely another great option. But those are all places where you pay for ads, so we don't want that. So what if we use Etsy instead? And that does sound like a great route to take because there are a lot of sales on Etsy that are happening every single day. There's like millions and millions of dollars in transactions going on. So all you have to do is take your piece of the pie. So what do we need? Well, let's go to the magic whiteboard of awesomeness, which is right here. And I'll show you what we need. So I'm going to draw this out for you so you guys can visualize exactly what I'm talking about here. So we have this, and we're going to call this our Etsy store. So we need to open an Etsy store. Store, shop, whatever you want to call it. This is our home base, okay? And on this store, we're going to list items. So we're going to have little sales pages, which are right here. And this is going to be a mug. And it's going to be a personalized mug. And here, we're going to go from here to here. And then we're going to have more than one. We're going to have a whole bunch. Tons and tons of mugs, and they're all going to be on our store. Okay, so let's link them all to our store. Let's go to this one, link it to our store, and then we do another one, and we link that to our store, and then we do another one. I probably missed a couple in here. Link that to our store. I missed this one. Link that to our store. So we've got all these mugs, and they're all going listing on our store. So when somebody visits this page on our store, they make an order. Now we actually have to like fulfill the order, right? So what do we need? Well, we need another company, and that company is Gearbu. Let's put them down here. So this is our Gearbu account, and we'll call it our Etsy integration. So all of these products actually came from here, and we took them from here and we pushed them to, oops, wrong way. Hang on, this way. We went from Gearbu to our Etsy store, which listed all these. So we pushed it, we created it here, we pushed it to our store through the automation on Gearbu. Now when a sale happens here, they actually talk to Gearbu, and you can see now it's a two-way street. So the Etsy store and your Gearbu account talk to each other. When a sale is made, the Gearbu account kicks into gear, basically. It takes in all the information from the sale, and it will start printing it, and it will start shipping it, and then it will do a tracking number, and it will update the Etsy store, which has the order on it, with all the tracking information. So your customer can now track the item. So in the past, we would have to make a listing. Well, we basically wouldn't even have this connection at all. Let me just delete that up again. We wouldn't have this at all. So this would be separate from this. There'd be no integration. Because with a personalized item, we would create the listing on Etsy. We could take in personalized information, but then we had to separately and manually go to Gearbu and create it. Now we don't. Now it's automated. Well, it's semi-automated. They do want you to check for spelling errors, but that's it. So right now, when you get an order from Etsy, you go into your dashboard and you approve the order, and that's it. If there's a spelling error, you can correct it. If it's some really funky thing that you're not even sure you want to produce yet, you can actually reject the order. You can contact the actual buyer and say, hey, what did you mean to say here? Because maybe they put some weird writing on there and you don't know what they were talking about. So you can actually confirm with the buyer before you get Gearbu started on the actual printing and shipping. So this is what we're doing. So it's a very simple system. The setup is a little bit technical, but this is it in a nutshell. And these listings are individual listings on Etsy. We're going to have hundreds of these by the time we're done. So that is the whiteboard of awesomeness. I'm going to move this over here. Get that out of the way. Oh, where'd you go? Get that over here. There we go. Okay. So does that look good? I mean, could you do this? Are you doing this? Some of you are already doing this, I know, because I recognize some faces in here. So you 100% can. Anyone can do this. A lot of people aren't doing it with the automation yet, only because they don't know how. But once you learn it, it's very simple to do. And once anything you can automate means you can scale bigger and you're not the bottleneck anymore, which is key. So let's move on to the third thing, which is just as important as the first two. And that is thing number 3, which is kind of trying to shoot for year-round sales, but we do want to line up with fourth quarter too. Seasonal events are great. Like Christmas is wonderful. It's the most wonderful time of the year, especially for sales online. They do make a lot of money, and I'm not saying do not do seasonal events. You absolutely should. You keep doing those things, but you have to fill in the gaps in between events with evergreen sales. So, for example, the summer months are typically super slow online. Like there's just no sales happening at all. And we want to make sure that we're getting sales. Otherwise, what kind of business do we have? So how? Well, we also make products that can sell year round, and those are called evergreen products. So example is a birthday. So there's everybody on the planet Earth has a birthday on A lot of people have different dates. So every day of the year, there's going to be somebody with a birthday coming up. So you could get into the birthday niche and you can make a lot of money just doing that alone. They happen year round. So you make those products, you list them on your store, and it works very well. So that's one option is birthday stuff. Christmas stuff is where I'd be heading right now too. So let's recap the three things that you need to sell kind of year round. You need the product, you need a marketplace, you need your year round events, more than just birthdays. But you need seasonal events too, which are going to give big spikes in sales, and then evergreen kind of year round events like birthdays are going to give you sales consistently. So are you getting excited? That's good. Maybe you have a few questions on where to begin. So what if someone out there could teach you in detail? I bet that would help. And that's how I actually got started online back in 2005. But let's finish this off. Time for the third part, and that is how to make money selling these. The learning curve is steep. It can take a while. You can do a lot of trial and error, and you can end up getting very frustrated and maybe throwing in the towel. I don't want you to do that. So the reality check is this is not a simple thing that we're talking about. The integration hookup is a one-time thing, but you got to get it right. And then you got to, once you have it integrated and you're up and running, you still have to be able to design something that somebody wants. You have to understand what kind of emotion you're shooting for the buyer. And when you're doing gifts, it's either going to be a funny thing or a sentimental thing. But there's a lot of moving parts, so it can be complicated to figure out. You got to be, it's part science and a lot art involved with this. So you need a couple things before you can even start. It's basically you need a product, you need a marketplace, you need ideas. You definitely need accountability because we are always easiest on ourselves whenever it comes to anything in life, right? You need guidance, you need motivation. A group of like-minded people and a never give up attitude is also a definite requirement to succeed. So how do you do this? Well, there are two basic options. You can take the easy way or you can take the hard way. And I don't know why. Me too. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I saw what that guy did. I think I can do that. I'm just going to take the hard way and figure it out on myself by myself. And then 6 months later, I'm like, whoa, crap, what did I miss? Because this is taking way longer than I thought. And I could have just taken the easy way. So I like the easy way more than the hard way now. And in fact, if it comes down to hiring an expert to teach me something or learning it on my own now as I get older, I'd take the easy way every single time. So the hard way is go for it on your own. And that's the hard way to succeed. You go to YouTube, you search for how to sell on Etsy. You're going to get the following: different opinions, different styles, outdated methods, shifty people, tons of ways. And then you go try each one on your own. Okay, so now you've got something. It's not the solution, but it is something. And it's something called information overload. So this is awful. I hate it when I get this because there's one guy saying this and one girl saying this and one guy saying this and that guy does this and he does it this way. And it's like, I don't even know where to start now. So you have so many options that you don't know where to start. And that typically leads to you overthinking and overanalyzing. So you do nothing. And then you rest for a bit. And then you go back to square one and you start the whole ordeal over again. So that route stinks. I do not suggest it for anyone. Instead, take the easy route. I'm telling you right now, even if it costs a little bit of money up front, take the easy route. Learn from someone who is an experienced expert. Let's go back to 2005 for a second so I can show you what I did because I've been working full-time online since 2007. So I am like a dinosaur in the online world. The easy way is to find a mentor or a coach. And what I did is I was working at TD Ameritrade. I took the night shift so I could search the internet for ways of, how to get out of my job. I hate my job. It was in a cubicle taking stock and option orders all day long, and it was awful. So I figured if I take the night shift, people don't really trade during the night. They might call in to check their numbers, but that's it. So I take maybe one or two calls an hour. So I just played on the internet. I found a mentor, sorry. He taught me all about my first business, which was generating secured loan leads online, selling them to banks in the UK. Without him, I would still be at my 9-to-5 job, hating my life, basically. So if you want to lose weight, what do? You find someone to teach you how. Want to learn scuba dive? What do? You find someone to teach you how. And I've told this story before, but the first time I scuba dived was with my cousin's husband. He had some tanks and he was going down clearing out the water pipes at some cottages, and he's like, hey, you want to come down? I was like, yeah, for sure. So he's like, have you ever dived before? I'm like, no. He goes, okay, here's the regulator, put this in your mouth and breathe when you go under. And I'm like, well, yeah, I understand that, but what else? He's like, okay, this is a buoyancy thing. He goes, but remember to breathe. I'm like, well, of course I'm going to breathe. What are you talking about? He goes, no, no, no. He goes, you're not going to breathe. He goes, when you go down the first time for a scuba dive, your natural instinct, because your whole life, you've never took a breath underwater because you know if you do, you're going to drown. So you're not going to breathe. So you have to fight it. You have to fight your instinct to not breathe underwater. And I was like, oh, holy shit, you're right. I probably would have went down there and held my breath. He goes, yes, you would. He goes, everybody does. He goes, so breathe. That's why I keep saying breathe. So I went down and I inhaled when I was like 10 feet under, and I'm like, this is so weird. I'm breathing underwater. And I was like, I would have probably drowned or like hyperventilated. I don't know, because I'd be holding my breath with a regulator in my mouth. So without that guy telling me that little thing, I might not have loved scuba diving. Like, it's just so weird. But if you want to learn how, you find someone to teach you. If you want to learn to fly a plane, what do? You find someone to teach you. In fact, you can't really fly a plane unless somebody teaches you, because you need a license and you need hours and you need everything. So this is no different, right? You need to find someone to teach you how. And no matter what, the best way is to have someone teach you, no matter what it is. The older I get, the more I accept this and the more I'm willing to trade a little bit of money for a lot of time. So that's all you're doing. It's also the best way, and it's the best way to speed up your learning curve. So which brings me to the last part of the training. At the beginning, I mentioned this, my Etsy and personalized mug challenge. So this is what my offer is. It's a system to get set up and scale properly. You could take everything I did and you could go ahead and do it on your own. I mean, some people will. But first, let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying it so far? I hope you're nodding your head yes. I hope you got a bunch of ideas. I hope you're like, man, I didn't think of that angle, or I didn't think of that one, or never really took the time to figure out how much money can I make. So do you think this stuff can work for you? Of course it can. So far we covered like how much can you make? What is working right now? How to make money selling these. So my question is, do you want to take things to the next level? And so introducing the Etsy and personalized mug challenge. The info and the methods that I've shown today have only scratched the surface, not even a dent, to be honest. So the Etsy and personalized mug challenge is all about showing you the exact system to follow. You're going to watch me over the shoulder, step by step in excruciating detail, and showing you how to do this all year round as well. So when I say excruciating detail, I mean it. I'll go back to that $2,000 membership course I bought. I can't stand this type of training where the guy just goes on the screen and talks and it's all strategy. To me, that means nothing. That brings me back to university days where you go to a lecture and they're just talking about stuff and there's no implementation. It's just talking and talking and talking, and you should do this and you should do this, but they're not actually showing you how to do it. They're just telling you what to do. You know what I mean? Like that really drove me nuts. And this whole $2,000 course I bought, I'm very disappointed in it because I don't need a guy giving me strategies. I can find strategies. I wanted implementation. And who would have thought that a $2,000 course on membership sites didn't mention a peep about the technology you need to run a membership site? Like, what is going on? So anyway, I was disappointed, but what is my thing though? It's full training. It's over the shoulder. You watch everything. You watch me on the dashboards. You watch me in the Etsy account, the Gearbu account. You watch me. We'll set it up. We'll do everything together. It's really good. So how much is it? I'll get to that in a second. Sound pretty sweet? I think it is. So here's what you get. So it's 3 live training webinars. Week 1 is like research and setup. Week 2 is setup and listing. Week 3 is troubleshooting and scaling. It's over the shoulder. You watch me, and then you do it in your own Etsy store with your own Gearbu account. The value on this is easily $1,997. It's full training, step by step, in detail, and that's just the training. I got a couple of bonuses for you too, though. So bonus number 1 is ongoing support. So you don't go at this alone anymore. There's no need to fly solo anymore. If you ever tried to talk to anyone about your online stuff, they do this, right? Wait, what? Like they don't know. It's like you're speaking Chinese to somebody who doesn't speak Chinese. Like it's impossible, right? So that's what the wife does every time I start talking about my business. It's like, oh, that's great. Are you making money? Okay, good. Because I don't know what you just said. And if she's a teacher and she'll start like teacher talk, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what any of those acronyms mean. So you can't do that to me because they all have acronyms for everything for teachers. And I'm like, yeah, I still don't know. And it's been a long time too. Anyway, what's the solution? It's a group of people who speak your language. And that's what bonus number one is all about. It's the forums. And that's actually where it's delivered as well. It's for support and coaching along the way. So what you get with the forums is it's a members only forum. It's not on Facebook. It's off Facebook because I don't trust Facebook to build a business. They can wipe you out in a snap of a finger. It's available 24/7. You get support. You get to network with others, people who are in your shoes, people who will help you out, and it's led by me. So the value on that, same as the training, 1997. So it is as valuable as the training itself because support and accountability and just being in a group of like-minded individuals is super powerful. So you get the training and support. Does that sound pretty good? I think so. There's a little summary. Total value 3,994. It's a ton of value, but let's add one more huge bonus. So I've been doing this for a long time. I've had my forums since 2007. I actually almost sold them at one point in 2010, but I didn't. I kept them going. The deal didn't go through. They kind of went into a little downfall, but they're back stronger than ever for the past 2 years now. So the membership forums has 23 challenges on them right now that you get instant access to. So it's not like you go in and we do one, and this isn't my first rodeo at all. I've been doing this for 2 years now on there. So if you guys haven't heard of this before, that's my bad, but there is a ton in there. This is my 24th challenge on the forum. So you get access to all those. You get all of them immediately. There's no drip feed. That's another thing drove me nuts about that $2,000 course. The guy drip fed it over 8 weeks, and 2 of those weeks were rest weeks or whatever he called them. I was like, oh, I just need like module 6, and module 6 was in week 7. I'm like, come on, just open it up. I don't do that. So you get everything right away. The previous challenges are all there. There's the same format as this one. They were 3 live trainings, but it's all replays now on the forum. So you can view them at your own leisure. You can view them at 2 times speed, whatever you want to do. I always view things at 2 times speed myself, but you can view them all and you can profit from them all. And they cover so many different topics. Like, it's amazing. There's Facebook ad stuff, YouTube ad stuff, TikTok ad stuff, Etsy stuff from other products that we're selling already in there. And then you get the live training too. So you get it all, training, support, and all the previous challenges, 23 of them. So that took me 2 years to do that. And it's all there for you right now. So here's what you get. I actually put access to all the previous challenges at $3,997. It's probably more like $10,000, $20,000 in value. So your total value is $7,991, but I'm not charging that much. So I had a choice to make. The first option is selling this cheap for training for cheap so everybody could get it. I really like this option because it gets everybody in there and it at least gets you exposed to what you can do. Second option is charge more, limited to fewer people. It does allow me to give those people much more attention, but then less people get in. So this time I actually went with option 1 because I do want you to succeed. So I mean, this is a good deal at $7,991. You're going to be blown away in a second. Usually I would charge about $997 to $2,997 for this, but here we go. Are you excited? Get in for $1. So the dollar gets you in for 7 days, and then you can stay in for $49.99 per month. That's what I charge for the membership site. So this is a great deal. It's basically a steal. You're going to get into at least the first training session, see if you like it. If you want to stick around, great, because you'll get access to a ton of information, a ton of training, and a ton of support for basically peanuts. You get a ton of training, full support. Are you in? So I put the link in the bottom of the screen right now, ppc-coach.com/join. That will take you to the page where you register. So what is the guarantee? Simple. I guarantee 100% stand by this. If you do nothing, you'll get nothing. Nothing will change in your life. If the first question you ever have is, what's a refund policy? Then we're not a good fit. So please sign off the webinar now. Your mindset's not right. If you take action, follow the challenge, you're going to succeed. If you don't take action, but just watch, you're not going to succeed. So I'm going to flip this totally to, I'm going to do my part 100%. I have been for 23 of these already. This is number 24, but it is on you whether you succeed or not. Okay. I do my best with every possible technique and tool I can to motivate you and get you going, but I can't make you do it. You have to want it. So what I'm saying is, if you want to speed up the learning curve, then do it. Okay. So if all this did was kind of teach you how to profit from Etsy and personalized mugs, would it be worth it? And all if it did was give you support via the private forums, not Facebook group, would it be worth it? And if all it did was save you thousands of dollars trying to figure this out on your own, would that be worth it? I mean, absolutely. So a lot of people said, and actually this time, not everybody said that, but they want to hit 10,000 per month. So you got two basic options. And option one is do it alone. So go to YouTube or Facebook groups, search for how to sell personalized mugs on Etsy, find tons of conflicting info, get confused, get overloaded, overthink it, second guess yourself, waste time, waste energy, struggle. And option two is let me teach you. So watch me do it, copy everything I do, sell the products, watch me on every dashboard, know what buttons to push, know what settings are best, know how to set up properly, know how to manage, know how to scale, know how to connect all the dots, save time, save money, and be happy. So which option do you prefer? It's a complete no-brainer. You're not going to get me on a screen just talking to you about strategy. You're not going to be me wasting your time with some drip feed system that is super annoying. You get everything up front too. So is $297 a lot of money for this? No, no way in hell. But what are you really buying? You're buying time and help. So you can do this alone. I did. I've done it alone in the past a lot. I wish someone could have showed me, but when you buy time and help, you get there faster. So you also increase the odds of making it work for you because you're not going to make the mistakes. So I've already made all the mistakes, so it's not going to cost you anything. You can learn from my mistakes. So who am I to teach you? I'm an experienced expert with a lot of success so far. I've done over 7 figures with print on demand and shooting for I don't know, 8 figures very, in the near future, I hope, so I can hit my goal, which is that $3 million mark. So any questions, email me, ppccoach@gmail.com. What's the difference between now and later? Well, you might be struggling now, but later you won't be. So this is a limited time offer. It won't be available forever. Now, some common questions that I get all the time, and then I'll hop in the chat there and see what else we got to cover. What am I joining exactly? So it's the PPC Coach Forums membership. So every month we do a new challenge. This month is Etsy and personalized mugs. Next month will be another live challenge. There's 23 in there, not 22. Previous ones that you have full access to. Okay, so that's what you're joining. It's a membership site. So what is a challenge? It's 3 live training sessions. You get better training. You get training, homework, and support. It's better than a course because with courses, I've done a lot of courses, especially on paid traffic like Facebook ads, and I found, so I'll do up the course with the techniques that are working at that moment in time, but they have a shelf life because Facebook changes, a technique that worked all of a sudden doesn't work, so I got to find new ways to make it work. With a challenge, they're live training, so it is the most up-to-date possible way to train you. There's no lag time between or shelf life. There's nothing. I mean, the previous challenges, you go back to the first one, and the techniques I'm using in Facebook ads in the first one probably aren't the same ones I'm using today, but they do work. They still work. They're just not as effective. So things change. That's why I do things live, and that's why I just continually doing what's called a challenge. And I don't call it a course because it's not a course. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to you to get profitable, basically. So how is it delivered? It is completely on the forums. That's my membership site. 3 live trainings, replays are posted too, and support is available 24/7. So when you have a question, you post it on the forums. I go in every morning and I check all the new questions and I answer them. So now people say, well, what if I can't make a session? No problem. Like I said, replays will be posted right in the forums, available to view anytime, not via anytime. So when can I start? Right now. You get instant access to the forums. The first live training is this Thursday, August 12th at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you can't make the live one, don't worry because the replay will be posted and you can view that. You can even view that at 2 times speed, which cuts down the view time, right? So do I need a store? Yes, you need an Etsy store. You don't need a Shopify store for this at all. I got to delete that. We're going to use Gearbu for that to fulfill the orders automatically. So I'm going to teach that detail. So Etsy and Gearbu. Do I have to use ads for this? No. No Facebook ads, no YouTube ads, no TikTok ads, no ads needed. Will this work year round? Yes. That's the focus of the challenge, is to get you year round products, but I think we're going to lean on the Christmas stuff quite a bit too. How long is this offer open? Till Thursday, August 12th at 10:59 a.m. Eastern, right before I start the first live training. The doors close, and then we start the first live training. We get going. So will you show me what to sell? Yep. You'll see the niches. You'll see designs that I use. You'll see me actually create them. You'll see me every step of the way. So what if you have more questions? Go here, ppccoach.com at gmail.com. No, ppccoach@gmail.com, sorry. Or Skype. I know I should change that because nobody uses Skype anymore. ppc.coach. And then the group, the Facebook group. This is a free one. ppc-coach.com/group. So did you join yet? Awesome. I'll see you in the forums in a minute. There's already people in the forums too, by the way. Still on the fence. Here's a couple testimonials. So this is from Mandy. So I've known Will for a few years and have a couple of his courses. You always learn something from him, whether you're at the beginning, intermediate, or advanced stage of your business. He teaches what is working for him now, and he teaches in an easy to understand way. I was able to implement one of his courses, and within the first lesson, made my investment back. Here's one from Oliver. I don't usually make public posts on Facebook, but I feel I need to tonight. Will, you could be spending your time making money for yourself instead of creating such a great and insightful content. I truly believe you genuinely care. I want to help people. You got me started with print on demand back in February, and I'm already seeing great results. I've hit several bumps along the way, but you just have to believe in yourself and that you can do this, and you will. Take care. Chris, I've been following Will for nearly 3 years now, and to this day, I still think he's the best in the business when it comes to coaching, print on demand, and Facebook ads. I've purchased a couple of his courses in the past, and they've been great. Everything he teaches has been battle tested and proven, so you can trust the strategies that he shares. Definitely follow this guy. You won't regret it. So there's a couple. If you want more, there's a whole page. There's a couple hundred on there. I've been doing this for a long time, like I said. What happens after you order? Well, you get immediate access to the forums and all 23, not 22, previous challenges on there. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to help you succeed. This is a limited time offer. Like I said, the door is closed Thursday, August 12th at 10:59 a.m. Eastern, right before the first live training. So my membership site is closed to new members 90% of the year. So I open up about 10% of the year, which is a couple times a year that I actually open the doors. So if you've been to the site at all and you've seen it made you go on a waiting list, it's because I'm not taking new members at that time. So this is just the membership site opening up for a small percentage of the year when it will be open. So it's kind of like get in now or you're gonna have to wait, basically. So you can get in now, but the doors will close soon. If you skip this, I'll call you crazy, but hey, we can part as friends, no worries. So do not wait. This is what you've been searching for. This is it. This is live training from an expert. Let's get you profitable year round. Let's get you profitable for the fourth quarter too. So thanks for coming on. I appreciate your time. Go join now if you haven't already. And I'm going to go through some questions real quick on the side, and then we're going to close this off. So, this is cool. Got a couple in here. All right, if you have questions, type them in the box too. Shipping costs, what do you do? Well, so it's if you're shipping a mug in the US, I think it's $4.95. I typically cover that, so I'll do free shipping. Yeah, that'll cut my profit down. You're right, quite a bit. Only 4 months till Christmas. Yep. Friday, November 26th is Black Friday. I'm just going through the questions here. Are you using laser printing? No, I'm not. I don't actually print it. Gearbu prints it. Sorry, I was late. Is there a replay? Yeah, I'll send out a replay for you guys. Here's a question. Can we automate customization for gifts in the family niche? Example, grandma gift with the first names of the grandkids. Maximum, I think, is 3 kids. Yes, you can automate that because all you really need is, I think they'll take up to 2 name spots, but we could even do it in 1 and they could just go love like Bart, Lisa, and Homer. Like you could put that on 1 line, right? So there are workarounds for doing multiple kids. But yeah, you can make it work. Can we do double-sided mugs on Gearbu? Yes, you can. Gearbu can do pictures. So is it just that we can't do it on Etsy? Yeah, correct. Gearbu can do the picture stuff, but to automate it through Etsy, they can't do it. And it's just a limitation on Etsy's end because Etsy won't allow an upload of a picture as far as I know in the personalization, or maybe it's coming through the API that is the issue. Yeah, because Etsy allows it for uploading. Because I've seen other mugs where they actually have pictures. So I'm guessing it's just the API can't handle it. Too expensive. I lost thousands on FB ads. Yeah, Facebook ads. I made a lot of money with Facebook ads over the years, but lately I don't even use them. Honestly, I'm going through an appeal right now, my 10th appeal on my Facebook ad account, and I'm getting fed up. Plus, with the tracking issues, I don't think I'm missing out on much at this point in time because they've been garbage. Is this your software or Gearbubble? It's Gearbubble. Can you have more than one Etsy shop with Gearbubble? Yes, you can. I have a current Etsy integration, POD Turbo. Is a personalization separate? Yeah, this is separate from POD Turbo. I know Bank's program. It's really good. I don't know if you can do personalization with POD Turbo. I bet if anybody could add it, though, it'd be Bank. He's super smart. Are you using Gearbubble or your own software? I use Gearbubbles. What if you're already a member? Then you get this. Exactly. Not everybody has set up forum format like yours will to ask questions during a challenge. I find this teaching format the best. Right on. Cool. Thank you. Oh yeah, I had a mistake on one of the slides. Somebody caught it. Black Friday, Cyber Monday instead of join. I gotta fix that. You know me, the guys that know me, like I type really quick and I don't really review. If I were like a teacher, I'd be in trouble. What's the upgrade cost? What's the upgrade to Gearbubble cost? The Etsy integration. I think they actually have a free version of that. I'll double check it. I'm in the forums already, so I can't wait. Awesome. If you already sell on Etsy using the Gearbubble integration, shirts, mugs, candles, but don't do personalization, would this challenge still benefit me? Yeah, because you should be doing personalization. Yeah, if you're already selling and you're making money with shirts, mugs, and candles, man, add personalization, you're going to do even more, like a lot more. Do you teach how to create a customized listing and how to link it with Gearbubble? Yes, 100%. I teach that. Yeah, it's all over his shoulder. You watch me, and then you do it. And then you have a replay, so you can pause it while I'm doing it too on the replay. Can you tell me what the yearly cost will be? My membership expires this month. Email me, ppccoach@gmail.com. Do you show Gearbubble setup? Yes, I do. So my training is like, I keep bringing up this $2,000 course because it drove me nuts. Like, I learn from watching somebody do something. I don't learn from watching somebody tell me and talk at me. Like, if my training were just a video of like me on camera, my head talking, you guys wouldn't learn anything. And I don't like that style at all. So I didn't ask for a refund on the course, but I was super disappointed because I expected to see some hands-on stuff and there was nothing. So the learning style that I don't like is the one I will never do. So my teaching style is hands-on. It's a screen, but I'm in the dashboard of Etsy. I'm in the dashboard of Gearbubble, and I'm showing you guys stuff, and I'm showing you what to do and the step-by-step how to do it. And I think that's more important than saying, "Oh, you should sell personalized mugs, and here's where you can go to get some." And oh, if a holiday comes up, do this. Like that's pointless. That's no good. So I hate that. I hate that teaching style, and I'll never do it. Are you still doing the Facebook group? I'm a member of PPC Coach already. Oh, if you're in the forums, you're in already. It's just I've had the doors closed on the forums for about 3 months now, so this is just the first time I've opened it. On Etsy, do we get the email address of the people who bought the mug? You actually can send out sales stuff through Etsy too. You can see their email. What's the upgrade cost to Gearbubble? I'm going to check on that. Are you going to mention Gearbubble's fee for Etsy integration, or if they still have one? I know they just put in a new free one up to a certain point, and then you got to pay. But I might be able to swing a deal there too. Is there a replay? Yes. Gearbubble's Etsy personalization integration is free. I think it is. I think he just announced that, but I will double check. What version of Gearbubble is this? I hear there's 3. Well, this is the platform. It's not Gearbubble Pro or anything. The platform is where I started and where I've always done like the bulk of my business. There it is. So Etsy integration is free up to 100 products a month. After that, you have to upgrade. I just got data from Gearbu. Yeah, I figured it was free. I saw that email too. I got a free account with them anyway, but um, that's good that it's free because I think Don realized you got to get going, and then once you're going, then you'll be making money. Then you'll be happy to invest in the integration if you need to do a higher volume with them. So that's about it. So there's no fee there. The only fee is really to get into the forums, and then if you want to stay around the forums, you can. If you can cancel at any time too. Although I don't hate it when people cancel, but I mean it happens. I understand. So I think I'm going to close with that because I've got about 5 kids here, a wife, and 2 dogs that have been in the basement for the past hour and 10 minutes, and I'm pretty sure they want to come up now because I work from home. So my office is right in the front of the house, right by the front door, right by the stairs. So I'm pretty sure I've tried their patience for long enough. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody coming on. I hope you'll join us on this journey with the challenge number 24 on the forums in the membership of the Etsy and personalized mugs. It's going to be fun. I am so pumped for this integration. I love it because, man, this is what I've always wanted from Gearbubble, to not have to do the personalization manually. It's just such a load off your plate, and it allows you to focus on being creative and coming up with great designs and good angles. And I'll teach you guys how to do all that too. So the other beauty of the forums is when you get in there, if you're stuck with anything, you just post a question and we'll help you. But if you've been doing it for a while and you're not getting any sales, and you're like, yeah, I've been drawing Etsy for like 6 months and I've got like 100 listings and I'm not really making any sales. Well, you can post something in there. Like, I mean, blur out anything to identify your store, but post a product that didn't work and we'll give you some critiques and we'll give you some reviews on how we would do it and how we would do the title and how I do the description, how I do the tags, and what like the secret sauce is when you're doing a listing. And I think a lot has changed on Etsy too from even 2 years ago. Just in that, like one example, they don't really like you keyword stuffing the title anymore. Kind of like Google didn't like that anymore. It's the same. Etsy followed suit. And so everybody's still working the old way of stuffing as many keywords as they can into the title of their product. But the truth is Etsy doesn't like that. They don't want to see that. So I don't know if you get penalized, but I'm sure it doesn't help your cause. So when somebody types in personalized gift for dad into Etsy, if it's you who are keyword stuffing versus someone who's not, I mean, there's a lot of other factors, but if those were the only factors, I think the other person would win. So we got to take that into account too. All right. Last question is, so this is Gearbubble Pro. No, it's not. This is not Gearbubble Pro at all. It's Gearbubble with the Etsy integration. That's it. You open a Gearbubble account for free, and you've got a free Etsy integration with that. So free and free. No extra fees, up to 100 products, I guess, with them. And I could probably even get that extended, I bet, somehow. But yeah, the key is you can get started for free. And once 100 products for free is a pretty good deal because you should be making some sales off those. If you're not, then something somewhere along the line is not working right. All right, I'm going to close with that. Thank you, everybody, again for coming on. I will send out a replay, and I hope to see everybody who showed up here in the forums very soon. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.